Hello! Welcome to my poster presentation, The Self-Reported Impact of Foreign Accents on Speakers of English. My name is Mackenzie Nord, and I'm a senior in Communication Sciences and Disorders at Purdue University, Fort Wayne. I joined this project with my faculty advisors, Drs. Naomi Gurevich and Talia Bugel. I hope you enjoy! Before we get started, allow me to introduce the main concepts related to this study. The first is foreign language accent, which is the main focus of this project. Specifically, we focus on self-reports of individuals about their experiences. And secondly, accentedness. It's a measure of what is often thought of as accent thickness, that is, how perceivable is a speaker's accent. Throughout this presentation, I'll be using the terms influencing language and target language. Here's what they mean. We call the language that is the source of a foreign accent the influencing language, and the language in which the accent manifests the target language. The purpose of this study is to apply a speaker-centered approach to speaking English with a foreign accent. A previous study was completed in which participants spoke multiple target languages, and the current study focuses only on speakers of English as the target language. The previous study found that the relationship between accent thickness and its impact on speakers is not always direct. That is, although speakers with thicker accents often reported greater negative impacts, this relationship varied by situation and context. So, in some cases, the magnitude of the accent and the negative impact did not line up as expected. The current study explores the same relationships, but looking only at speakers of English. One reason we did this is that speakers of English as a lingua franca are the largest lingua franca group, meaning that English is a common language used by people who speak different native languages so they can understand each other. And this way, we can compare the results of this group to the pilot group with multiple target languages. Next, we'll look at how the study was designed. We used a psychosocial tool called the Accent Impact Index through an online survey format. There were 69 respondents, but only 50 with English as their target language, so that's the group we analyzed. Among the 50 participants, there were a total of 25 different influencing languages. The Accent Impact Index allowed us a speaker-centered approach to collecting data because it focused on self-reports from our participants. Participants responded to questions that provided insights into their accent thickness and the impact their speech, whether negative, positive, or neutral, has on their lives. The questions related to accent thickness were coded from least thick, 0, to most thick, 77. The impact questions were also coded to allow quantitative analysis. Additionally, we had some open-ended questions that allowed participants to express additional sentiments. Moving to results, in both studies we found a strong correlation between the magnitude of accentedness and a negative impact on speakers. This is something we expected because if someone is more difficult to understand, more opportunities are created for the speaker to experience negative consequences. Figure 1 shows a strong positive correlation between the thickness count and the negative impact in the first study with multiple target languages. Figure 2 shows the same for the group with English as the target language. You can also see that there are quite a few participants who are outliers. That means that they had either a more negative impact on their accent thickness than expected, or a much less negative impact than expected. The present study also replicated the pilot study's results related to positive impact. There is no inverse relationship between positive and negative impacts. That is, neither accent magnitude nor the influencing languages were found to predict a positive impact. This is shown in Figure 3, so you can see that even the same influencing languages had big variations in their positive impact. The present study found an inverse relationship between accent thickness and neutral impact, which also means there was an inverse relationship between neutral and negative impacts. This relationship was not found in the previous study with multiple target languages. The open-ended responses were similar to those of the pilot study. 87% of people expressed the sentiment that their accent made them feel different from their community. Not necessarily negative, but different. 45% express that they feel a negative bias towards them because of their accent. 21% expressed that their accent leads to experiencing physical or emotional consequences. 13% described feeling the need to hide or mask their accent in some way, and yet only 16% expressed the desire to modify their accent. These results suggest the following. The inverse relationship between negative and neutral impact in the English as a target language group, which was not found in the multi-target language group, suggests that more complex combinations of languages within speakers' language profiles have an effect on accent impact. That is, the participants in the study whose target language is English are, as a group, different from the participants with multiple target languages. It is also interesting that the positive impact of accentedness does not pattern with any other factors in either the all-English target language or multiple target language groups. This suggests that context and situations of language use have more influence on positive impact of accentedness than on other factors. This also suggests that speakers may have control of the positive impact of their accentedness and can help shape their own positive experiences. Finally, it's interesting that few speakers want to modify their accent despite the negative impact. Accent is a part of one's identity shaped by cultural and linguistic experiences. We did find that the magnitude of accentedness, that is, the higher thickness count, had the most influence on negative impact, whereas the positive impact of accentedness was unrelated to accent thickness, which we interpreted to mean that it was more context and situation specific. So what's next? We would like to examine a higher number of participants from each influencing language so we can add to the picture we're getting about the impact of accentedness as viewed through speakers' self-reports. Thank you for visiting my poster. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out using the email nordmlo2@purdue.edu.